You're listening to The Bon Ray Show. It's 8 in the evening. Tune in every night at 8 to listen to The Bon Ray Show on Irish News Radio or ITV.ie. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to The Bon Ray Show on ITV.ie and Irish News. Today is Gruesome Tuesday, so we're talking about Islam, and today is not going to be as gruesome. We're talking about who Mohammed is, why he became so gruesome, and what actually happened. And we'll go through the Quran and the Sunnah and the Hadith to find out why Muhammad became such a sick, evil, perverted, pedophile, warmonger, disgusting, despicable human. Absolutely satanic was what that man was. And let's find out the verses to why he did. They say Muhammad was a messenger or a prophet. Now, a prophet of jihad. He was a killer, a warlord, and there to dominate the whole world with Islam, even if they hate it. He's never been educated, so he conquered quite a lot and covered an awful lot for somebody who wasn't ever educated. Now does this sound, I think about Jesus, does this sound like a prophet? And you'll know that the man was possessed by the devil. To dominate the world, even if they hate it. That's just like, even to start with, it's like, there was no miracles. He never cured anybody. He never fixed anything. He never lived or showed people how to live in a good manner, in the right way. He never showed or was above people like Jesus, who showed how to live and who died on the cross for us and who performed miracles and who showed the better way. He didn't live as a mere mortal like the rest of us. He lived in a saintly, as what we know now as saintly way, and he showed us the way. He brought in Christianity to show people how to live, because in the Old Testament people were barbaric like they are in Islamic. So Jesus came to the earth to show us. Muhammad was quite the opposite. He was just like the other ones. If not, he was even worse. He was, and this came 800 years after Jesus. So let's find out. Muhammad spoke his words as if they were from Allah, documented. Hadith, Quran. Later Muhammad scholars, ashamed that their self-declared prophet spoke Satan words, denied the events. So even the earlier documents of what Muhammad had said, the first people to write about Muhammad said that they were from the devil, but they had to deny this. So this is quite interesting. So the earlier writers said satanic words and made excuses to cover up. Recorded by the early Islamic sources on Muhammad's life, directly found in early sources, states that he was able to deceive Muhammad. So the devil was able to deceive Muhammad, and thus insisting himself in Muhammad. So he talked as if he was Muhammad. So the devil was talking through Muhammad. His words, the devil, to the Quran by causing Muhammad to recite his words. So the devil got Muhammad to recite his words as if they were Allah's words. Muhammad always used the mantra. He writes to Muhammad's life there's different people who wrote this. Abishin, Raska, loads of different Muslim people who wrote the earlier verses, and who recites the Hadith, the Quran. Also, certain direct reference, several other Islamic people who were able to write it. Tabla 4107, Satan Castles, false revelations on the messenger of Allah, tongue. So there's a number of even in the verses that say that it is false revelations. Chapter 53:19, very moment Satan cast his tongue because of his inner debitudes of what he desired to bring to his people. It's quite scary stuff. This is like, you know, I was only just became a Christian in the last few years. Before this, I didn't see this, and the reason why I became a Christian was because I started reading the Quran, the Hadith, and the Sunnah, and that actually brought me to Jesus, because from what I knew, everything I read in the Quran was straight from the devil's mouth. Now, even this is more than I've just discovered today about that they knew from the early resources, they knew that Muhammad was possessed by the devil. The words exhaled, he talks about the pagan Muslims. Abraham came and said to Muhammad, what have you done? You recited to the people which I did not bring from Allah. They have said which is not what I have said to you. Then the messenger of Allah was much given, sent down by the revelations. There was never a prophet before, a messenger before him. So he goes on, this stage he's possessed, he's almost fighting with himself. So Abraham came down and told him, what have you done? And this is in the early sources of the Islamic writing. What have you done? You have told people a lie. This is not what I have said to you. So then he goes on, and then he contradicts himself and says that he got a message from Allah, and he said that he was the only messenger. He gets very angry and bitter towards Jesus, though. Then Satan has cast his words into the revelations, and he's cast his words onto Muhammad's tongue, cancelling what Satan had said. 53:21. What you male sex and a female sex, beholds Muhammad cursed Yahshua, Jesus, who said, I am the son of Ian, in John 10:36. So he gets very bitter towards Jesus. When he's in this cave, I think he gets ill, gets possessed, and he starts talking to the devil at one point in the Quran. And at another point in the Quran, when he meets these females, he says he visited hell, and the most occupants were women, because they don't obey their husbands. He was very, very angry towards women, Jewish and Christians. He hated Jewish and Christians because they worship the same God. But he used a lot of the Bible and the Quran, the Jewish words, and he took almost the first parts of their writing and then changed it in quite a twisted way. Now, this man's very uneducated, but he was able to do an awful lot of damage. Like, it does look like the man was seriously possessed, and the devil does exist, and it was in this man. Muslims are ignorant of the false charges by Muhammad, that the prophets before him were bewitched by Satan. Quran 22:52. Never sent a apostle or a prophet before thee, but when it is framed, desired Satan. Yahshua Jesus was not bewitched by Satan. He had no sin in the Quran 24. Now that's quite interesting. It's like a lot of some of the Quran is actually insulting Muhammad, because they are. Muhammad had many sins. He killed 800 Jews in Mecca himself. He married a child. He had many wives. He never performed a miracle. He never did anything good for society. He was a warlord, a pedophile, and horrific character. Where Jesus, even in the Quran, it says he was not bewitched by Satan, unlike Muhammad, which is quite interesting. Muhammad failed to qualify as apostle as he cursed Jesus, the Son of God. Like his complete anger towards Jesus and the Jews and the Christians and women, he had a special hate for women. I don't know where that came, but it would just really seem to have come into the Quran. Like he had a very anger. I don't know whether it was women were protecting children. Something happened. He hated also dogs, but that was because Alicia played with a dog. And also a man was supposed to come and see him who had some dogs, black dogs I think it was, and he didn't see him. So Muhammad ordered the killing of all these dogs because Alicia, his child bride, she had puppies and she liked the dogs, and it was probably God love her, the only part of happiness in her horrible, sad God love her life was the love for these dogs. So Muhammad killed them. Just terrific. He was, and these people, if you watch Islamic tapes or Muslim tapes and you watch the men dance and you watch the kind of chant they go on, it is absolutely frightening. It is possession of God. And Alluha Akbar, as people say, they say that God is the greatest. What they mean is our God is greater than yours. So when they blow someone up, what they are saying is that our God is better because he allowed us to murder you. Your God is weak because you were killed and your God didn't stop it. So this is very satanic. It is very devil-like thoughts. It's like how the devil tries to taunt God. And the more you know about Islam, the more you read, you'll find it's very perverted, very sick, very horrific, but it is straight from the devil. Even if you don't believe in the devil, once you read the Quran, Hadith and the Sunnah, you actually start to go, there is something there. Like before I was a Christian, when I read that, I went, there's no way that this evil could be on a normal human being. It's on a level of quite chilling thoughts and feelings towards. He hated anything that was weaker. Animals, women he felt were weaker. He hated anything that was defenseless or weaker. He only had respect, even when he's raping boys. Now he has made it available to rape boys in the Quran. He has a point where he says, Allah provide them one another, boys among them as if they are pearls. Allah is a great deceiver. so how they decided that you can rape boys but you can't have sex with men was that they decided this is how they covered up, like they deceive every bloody thing. um the boys now under Sunny, boys under 14 is not a man. It doesn't have a sex. So, and she has 16 and her son at 15. So what they said is before the youngest is 14, so before you're 14, even if you're a boy, and they talk about it as kid, they don't say boy or girl in another part of it. So before you are that, you're that. For a girl, it's 9, so she hasn't got a sex, so you can rape her. And a boy, you can pleasure yourself before he's 14 because he's not a man. So that's okay. Now, Muhammad only seemed to have respect for males, older males. Now, obviously, after teenagers, because boys, as I explained there, they were, once you go to jihads and you die for killing the non-believers, you get boys there to rape. As long as, while you're 52 or 72 virgins, you also get these boys, not a boy, several boys among them. They will circulate boys among them as if they are pearls to enjoy. So this is, you go in and they're part of fruit almost. You can rape and have these boys because they're not men. So that's how they use it. The same with girls before they're 9, to have sex, because it's fine with girls at any age, to be honest with you, from the moment she's born, all the way up to whatever age. But before 9, she doesn't have a sex. It's that's how they see it. And the same with boys. So that's how they don't mind sex with girls at any age, but for boys it's fine. As I said, 14 to 16, and depending on the different sex, that you can have sex with a boy. It's absolutely, it's not shocking once you get to know Islam. It's just a perverted, sick, satanic verses. But we're heading here with the EU, the UN, and NATO is destroying the world. We are living in what looks like the last of the days. I really do believe that. I do believe that Messiah is coming, because to bring Satan into the West, and particularly Ireland, and what they're doing with the abortion, the most extreme, disgusting abortion. I do believe we're living in the last days, that Messiah is coming again. Thank you for listening on The Bonry Show, ITV.ie, Irish News Radio. If you'd like to discuss anything, contact us on ITV.ie, Irish News Radio. Thank you very much on The Bonry Show.
You are listening to Irish News Radio at irishnews.net. Email news@irishnews.net.